Yeah, nice to meet you.
All right. How are you today?
Yeah, not bad, but not that good.
Oh, why is that?
Because my daughter is sick, so she couldn't a day go to the daycare center, and it means I had to take care of her. Yeah, all the whole day.
Oh, I see. I hope she gets better soon. Right?
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
There you go. All right, Elia. I hope you're ready for our discussion.
Yep.
All right. And you have the topics of or articles with you?
Yeah, I do like to discuss the topic honey for coughs.
Oh, okay. You would like to discuss this. Now, of all the topics that we have, why did you choose this? Honey for cups.
It's easy for me to understand it.
It's easy, okay?
Yeah.
Um, yes. All right. That's a good thing, actually. And for that one, can you give me a brief summary of what you have learned? I
Okay.
mean, what you have read.
Mm-hmm. Doctors advise people when they have coughs, um, it's better to uh, eat honey instead of seeing a doctor because honey is really good for our health and also uh, for coughs. So if they also warn that antibiotic antibiotics are really good, really bad for our health. So yeah, it's better to take honey. Yeah, that's all.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And definitely that's true, right? Now, this
Hmm.
has been a fact and this has been a research as well that honey, it is advisable really for us to take home remedies like honey first before going to the doctor to get a consult, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Now, before our discussion, now were you able to understand all the sentences or words in here, or you have anything to clarify?
No, I can understand the whole sentences.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Now, in this article, why would what are the things related to this one there in Korea? What are the things that you do first when you don't feel good?
Mm, I don't like to see a doctor, so I usually wait um, for my body to work well again. So, yeah, if it is really going bad, then I might take some medicine if I can buy something from a drugstore. But in most cases, I just let that cold uh, disappear.
I see. Meaning you have good health as well because you have a fast recovery.
Oh no, I don't. It doesn't mean I recover from um, the cold um, quickly. Just I don't like to see a doctor. So and I think
Mm.
I can stand it even though even though I cough or but yeah I have a sore throat, but I think it's okay.
You just let it stop
Hmm.
eventually. Oh,
Hmm.
okay. So meaning maybe because in my part, if I do have colds or cough,
Hmm.
what I do is I drink a lot of water and take some rest.
Hmm. Yeah,
Right.
have
And
some
it's
rest
not.
is
Mhm.
yeah,
Yes, have some rest.
yeah.
All right, there you go. How about your daughter right now? She's sick. What are the things that you do for her to take care of her?
Yeah, I actually don't want my daughter to see a doctor. I just want,
Mm-hmm.
like I do for my body, I just want her to heal automatically. But yeah, she's too young, so I can do like that. So when she is usually sick, we take her to see a doctor, and yeah, uh, a doctor prescribe some medicine for her. This time, yeah, she was prescribed um, what antibiotics. So after
Mm.
uh, whenever she takes antibiotics, she usually um, go diarrhea. Can I say go diarrhea?
She usually gets diarrhea
Ah, okay. She
or
usually
experience diarrhea.
Okay, she usually gets diarrhea. So today, she also yeah made a mistake, um, two times. Made the mistakes two
Mm.
times. So yeah, it means and she doesn't look um, as it doesn't look she is getting better. So maybe tomorrow I also go to the doctor with my daughter, and then yeah let a doctor check her again. But yeah, we she already takes antibiotics, so I heard it's not good to stop antibiotics before we recover fully. So
Yes.
maybe she has to keep taking antibiotics, but her body condition her doesn't look that good.
Yes, definitely. Because most of the doctors says that every time that they prescribe antibiotics, once you feel like it's okay now, you're feeling okay now. But if they told you to take it within the next week or a week, then you have to finish a week. It doesn't mean that it's been 3 days already that you've been taking the antibiotics and it's
Hmm.
done, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. You're really looking into your child's safety as well, and I do really hope that she gets well soon. Okay. Now,
Hmm.
how about honey? Do you let her take honey? Because they say that honey is not only for coughs but also for colds, and if you don't feel good.
Uh-huh. Oh, does it does it said uh, does it say it is good for cold?
Yes. Actually, let me clear that out. Now, that's a good. They say that prevention is better than cure, right?
Mm-hmm.
That meaning, you can use honey as a vitamin for them not to get colds. So,
Mm-hmm.
are you letting your child or your daughter take honey as a vitamin or others?
Yeah, I tried it once, but
Mm-hmm.
she didn't like the taste of honey. Uh, s-
Oh.
yeah, so at that time, I bought 6 bottle of honey, and then I want our family members take 1 spoon of honey every day. But
Yes.
if I remember correctly, my son and daughter didn't want to take it, even though it
Mm.
was really sweet, but they didn't like the taste. And then I also heard um, honey it's good for our health, but it has a lot of calories. So yeah,
Mm.
it can make our body fat. So that's why I'm a little bit reluctant to take honey every day. But since
Mm.
I read this article again, and then yeah, I will try um, to take honey again.
Mm. Well, that's a good thing about it because really, it is indeed well, there's some things that are not just good. There are always side effects about it, and we should be aware of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's good that you were able to look into that concern right away. And I respect your opinion about it. And thank you so much because as a discussion on this one, you were able to deliver your message as fluent as you can. Right?
Okay, thank
There
you.
you go. Thank you so much as well, Elia. And definitely, what do you think are the disadvantages of taking honey than antibiotics?
Um, the disadvantage of taking honey is, yeah, definitely we can gain some weight.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I doubt there are all good things in honey. I don't think so. So, and it is also important how honey makers make honey. Some
Yes.
people feed honey. Some people feed honey sugar. So if I mean, some
It's
people
okay.
feed bees sugar. So they actually have to take some sweet things from flowers. But
Mm-hmm.
instead of taking honey from flowers, honey makers feed bees sugar. So it means we just eat sugar. So we have to check uh, the honey itself is really well made or not. But we don't know. Actually, it's really difficult to tell the difference from the honey which was made by flour, or yeah, from made by what, sugar.
Yes, that's actually true because most of the people think that, oh, look at that, there's honey there, meaning that's good already. They're not really looking into how was it made,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's a good opinion as well. That's actually new. I just heard it right now, and that's really a good um, thing to do, that we should always check on how is it made or the ingredients that was put in that item or in that food as well, right?
Okay.
Because it's not enough that it's just good, but we have to make sure that it is made properly.
Mhm. And I want to ask you one
Yeah, go
question.
ahead.
I
Hmm.
said honey makers. We I'm not sure honey makers feed honey. I mean I doubt honey makers feed bees honey. Can I say it like that? I mean the
Can
order
you say
of
it again? If
okay,
honey makers,
honey
yes.
makers feed honey. Honey makers feed bees honey. I mean sugar. Okay, honey makers feed um, bees sugar. So is it right? Is
Mm.
it the right order? I mean, feed bees sugar, or do I have to add some preposition, or is it right?
Actually, it's right.
Uh huh. Okay, then.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let me just go ahead and notate that in here that I mean, honey makers feeds bees sugar. That's
Mm-hmm.
actually correct.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's another thing that is interesting because um well, honeys are supposed to be fed with flowers, not really with 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 nectars from the flowers, not really with sugar itself. Um, I've never encountered such a documentary as well. And when was that? Where did you see that?
You mean sugar when they
Yes,
were
when they feed bees
uh,
sugar.
oh no, actually I heard of it from honey makers. So when
Oh.
I bought 6 bottles of honey, and then I talked on the phone with that honey maker, and she said, uh, actually it's really hard not to feed bees sugar. So
Mm.
when there are no flowers at all, we only once. fed bees sugar, but except for that, we don't we do how can I say, we do never feed beets sugar, so only once. And then she was proud of her bee, her I mean her, what is it, honey, yeah, her honey. And then the quality of her honey is really good. She explained like that. So at the time, yeah, before that I heard some people, some honey makers feed beets sugar, but I didn't know, yeah, they really did it or not. But yeah, I actually heard it from honey makers, so I realized, oh, it was true.
I see. Because those words are confirmed by the honeymakers themselves, right?
What?
Yes. And that information came from the
Yeah,
honeymakers.
yeah, right.
Yes, that's why you were able to confirm what you heard
Yeah, but
about bees.
yeah, yeah, but actually, I'm not sure she told me the truth or not, even though she explained that she fed uh, her bees sugar once, but who knows? So,
Yes, really,
yeah.
who knows? So, definitely, you're a keen observer. You really know how to check on things and how to balance what others say and what should be done. And that's
Mhm,
true that it's not enough that it's coming from them,
mhm.
but them being honest is quite a good thing already about it. And after you heard that, that's when you stopped getting honey.
No, no, no. Just I told you I bought 6 bottles of honey, and then I wanted to feed my children honey every day, but they refused to take it. So yeah, until now there are uh, yeah, 4 bottles of honey remained remain in my apartment, my place.
So you never eat it.
No. So I already consumed 2 bottles of honey, but
And
yeah,
there's
six.
four left.
Yeah, 6 bottles of honey is quite a lot. So,
Yes.
mhm. So slowly I'm I'm using, yeah, honey.
Mm, that's good because for that you will be able to prevent yourself from getting sick and
Yeah.
getting some bacteria go to your body.
Mhm. So instead of using sugar when I when I cook, I try to use honey. So yeah,
Oh,
it,
when you cook
yeah, when I cook, when I make side dishes, anchovy, is it right? Anchovy?
anchovies,
Yeah,
yes.
so there are small anchovies, and then I usually put sugar in when I make anchovy side dishes, but yeah. Instead of it, I nowadays I use honey, and then my kids like it. I don't know why.
Mm. But they like it when you cook it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when they take it as a raw honey, they don't
Hmm.
like it.
Yeah, at that time. But a few days ago, my son my son took 1 spoonful of honey, and he told me it was delicious. So he said,
Mm.
yeah, he wanted to take a spoonful of honey every day. But yeah, after that, she took honey for 2, 3, or 4 days, but I forgot. I had to give him a spoonful of honey every day, but I forgot. So yeah, he
Yes.
doesn't take it anymore.
Oh, I see. And of course, kids, they always change their minds about things, and
Mhm.
they tend to this time they really like it, and then
Mhm.
eventually they won't, and they
Yeah,
will
right.
just forget about it.
Mhm.
Yes, you could. Well, definitely you could go ahead and remind them of taking the honey. So there will be times if they really like it, they'll be the one reminding you to feed them, to
Mhm.
feed them with honey.
Yeah, yeah. I will try.
Yes. Yes, it's never wrong to try. It's always better to try something new and something that they will remember.
Hmm. Yeah, since I read this article, it reminds me um, that honey is really good for our health, and yeah, that's why I actually bought a lot of honey. But I was doubtful it was really good or not. But anyway, yeah, it's an article. Maybe it is true. So yeah, I
Yes.
have to try it again.
Uh, Definitely. And you really have to look on on getting honeys that are let's say legit or pure honeys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going to buy honeys, processed honeys, well, that might reduce the effect, the positive effect of the honey that will bring to your family. So you should make sure, we should always make sure how it's made, that it's made good
Mm-hmm.
and pure as much as possible for it to
Mm-hmm.
be safe as well.
Yeah, right.
Alrighty. There you go. Anything else that you would like to share about this article?
Mm, no.
All right, there you go. Now, I truly agree with everything that you have said. Now, besides of honey, what
Mm-hmm.
other things um do you do as a home remedy to cure cough or other sickness?
I don't have any home remedy because most home remedies are based on cooking. So I have to cook something, but
Mm,
it takes a lot of time and
yes.
effort, and yeah, for me it's such a hassle. So I do better uh, take my kids to clinic, yeah, instead of making a certain home remedy.
Yes, because that's really, especially if we're busy and
Mm-hmm.
working, it's definitely a waste of time for us
Mm-hmm.
to cook something and prepare something. And the quickest way for us to cure our sickness is to go to a doctor and
Mm-hmm.
get a prescription from them. If
Mm-hmm.
it might be antibiotics or other medicines, but that will definitely, actually, honestly, it makes us feel better if we
Mm-hmm.
get consulted with a doctor, right?
Yeah, right.
Because we trust them that they're going to give us medicine that will make us better right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, we don't know home remedy would be how can I say work would work or
Mm.
not. So yeah, that's why if I put yeah a lot of time and effort, but it doesn't work well, yeah, like you said, it's a waste of time. So yeah, I want to be sure. So that's why my maybe and I also don't want to waste I don't want to waste my time. That's why yeah I don't want to
Yes,
try it.
definitely. And that's totally understandable, especially now that a lot of people, a lot of us are always in a hurry. Like we
Mm-hmm.
have to do a lot of things and we have to rush things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but also
Mm-hmm.
definitely we need to take it into consideration that we, as much as possible, we have to really take care of our health
Mm-hmm.
in
How
a
about you?
natural way.
How about you? Do you have a special way to take care of your health?
Not really. I think it's just the ordinary one.
And
Well,
how?
I
Mhm.
honestly take honey as vitamin.
Oh, really? Every day?
Yes, one
Wow.
spoonful as well, like you and your
Oh.
family.
Oh. Is it not expensive?
It's quite expensive, especially if it came from the vendors that well, most of the vendors says that the honey is pure. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
the purer the purer it is, the more expensive it is.
Yeah, right. So,
Yes.
where do you usually buy honey?
We have a market here, and it's usually in a market place. And
Oh,
definitely here in our place, there's a lot of convenience when it comes to buying honey. It's
convenience?
all yes, it's really convenient for us to go to market,
Uh-huh.
and it's always available.
So you don't have a specific vendor who you buy honey on a regular basis. You just go to the market and try to find uh,
Mm,
people, a vendor who sell honey. So
yes.
randomly you choose a vendor.
Yes, not really randomly,
Uh-huh.
because at first, of course, I was looking into all the vendors
Mm-hmm.
who sell honey, and by that time, when I was able to check which one has the best quality, that's where I've been buying from there on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Uh, can you tell the difference between honey if you take it?
If you take it or don't take it.
No, I mean you go to several stores and then you check honey and then you decide what honey you will buy. So after you
Mm.
take honey, can you tell the difference among all honey?
Uh, yes, definitely. Because my mom actually was the one who's checking on it,
Mm-hmm.
and she's checking on how probably on how sticky it is, on how it was presented as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are times that my mom says that it tastes something else. It shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
like this. So I actually trust her
Uh-huh. So
with
you
that.
you don't know the difference, but your mother is in charge of
Yes,
picking
it's her job
good
to check
honey.
on it.
Uh-huh. Okay, I see.
Yes, there
So
you go.
from when did you take honey?
Well, it's been around 4 months now.
Ah, 4 months. Okay, I thought you were fed honey when you were really young. Yeah,
Yes,
since.
but
Mhm.
it was stopped. I don't really know the reason why. And then I started taking honey again from
Uh-huh.
4 months now. Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay, I see.
Yes. All right. There you go, Elia. Thank you so much. It's been a really fruitful discussion. We're able to share a lot of things
Okay,
and
thank you.
enlightened by this article.
Mm-hmm.
And I really hope we can talk more next time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much, Elia. Have a great night ahead.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Good night.